Laid up and you can't do anything and you can't help your team, that affects you emotionally, right? So coming back was a step that helped me up here. I said that to my major. I said, I need to be back downstairs because of this.
I appreciate you opening up to us and talking with us about everything.
No, I appreciate it too. I will say this, talking about things like this, all first responders need to know that. Everybody, and military.
Yeah.
I've been through a number of things, and clearly, if you have something, you have got to talk about it.
In Ocala, Emily McLeod, Getting Results, News 6.
I mean, clearly you look at that and you were
my
wondering how
goodness.
he is even still alive to tell this story.
Yes, his recovery's been amazing.
Yeah, it really, and it's it's just a lesson for all of us too. It just his resilience. So you heard that officer say first responders, those in the military and veterans, they need someone to talk to.
The problem is the stigma is so great, most won't speak up or seek help. One local officer is working to change that. Last year, News 6 anchor Eric Von Aken showed you how one officer started the Officer Support Initiative. It's a peer-to-peer support nonprofit connecting first responders to the mental health resources they need. We've posted a list of the resources they recommend in this story on clickorlando.com. You can find it by clicking on the magnifying glass at the top of the page, then search Officer Support Initiative. Another big story tonight is the heat, extreme for this time of year.
It certainly is. So Brevard County just announced a burn ban because of the hot, dry weather. Chief Meteorologist Tom Searles joins us now. And Tom, I've listened to your forecast all day. There is very little rain relief in sight.
Very little in sight until about the weekend, Ginger. But take a look tonight. I don't have a lot of relief for you. Here's live weather radar. In the last hour or so, we've picked up a few scattered showers that are beginning to appear, but they're just little bitty speckles of rain, and none of these are amounting to a whole lot. West Coast sea breeze is in here colliding with the East Coast sea breeze now, but it's so dry, there's not enough moisture for them to really develop any big storms. Drought monitored tonight. This gets updated tomorrow, but southern Brevard County still moderately in the drought. It's going to take a while to turn that around. We're almost an inch and a half behind in a lot of spots across Central Florida in only the last 30 days. And rain chances tomorrow on the low side, almost zero in most spots. That means dry air in place, lots of sunshine, rapid heating. Tomorrow we're looking at near record heat. I'll be right back to pinpoint that a little later in this newscast.
Okay, Tom, thank you. With it getting so hot, it's important not to forget your kids or pets in the car. We're learning Orange County Animal Services was called to a car parked at Disney Springs on Saturday. They found 4 dogs sweltering inside the car, and unfortunately, one of them died. The other 3 were able to recover at the vet and were adopted by staff at the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District's fire department. Oh my goodness, look at them. They're so cute. Officials say the former owner had just bought the puppies from a breeder and stopped at Disney Springs to have dinner, leaving the dogs in the car for an hour and a half before a security guard saw the puppies in distress and called first responders. Fortunately, we can also tell you about the best end we could hope for from a dramatic case of animal neglect. 3 dogs, 2 cats, a tortoise, a tarantula, plus snakes and lizards all have new homes. They were pulled out of a home after a woman was arrested Monday. News 6's Molly Reed was there today as 3 dogs went home with the deputies who rescued them.
What is your dog's name? Are you renaming it?
The dog's name is Dutch, but we're going to rename it. We just don't know yet.
A new name and a new leash on life. Deputy Cletus Stubblefield and his wife Adriana are taking him home.
Here we are 48 hours later, and 3 of my deputies have adopted 3 of the dogs.
The 3 deputies first met the dogs Monday when they responded to the call from a swimming pool cleaner who saw animals in bad shape in Ashley Boucher's home.
Relax.
Deputies found 8 animals dead, but 7 who were ready to get some help.
You like me? You like me?
Do you have like a first connection with it or anything like that?
Yeah, when he tried to bust through the window. I brought him out of the house first, and he's been energetic and loving ever since.
How does this kind of compare to the other kind of animal cruelty cases you guys typically see?
This is the first one that I've seen where a dog wasn't already gone. Like, I actually see the dog starving, and the nature of how it's living and everything else. So it hit a little bit more at the heart.
So this was a pretty unique case as far as adoption, but it was also the first time Volusia Animal Services was able to bring its new mobile clinic to a scene. That allowed them to get care to these animals much faster.
You know, without it, we wouldn't have been able to provide exams to the animals at the point that they needed it. And as you could clearly see with them, they did need some medical work.
Giving these 3 dogs and 7 reptiles a fighting chance to finally be in a loving home.
It's exciting. I guess we gotta buckle up and get ready for the ride.
And there's more good news. As of today, all 7 of the reptiles have been adopted out as well. In Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed, getting results, News 6.
Love that. When WKMG decided to hit the road to Montverde and its zip code 34756, we quickly found out it is home to one of Central Florida's most exclusive communities. It's called Bella Colina, and it is experiencing a big boom of new home construction. You'll find it sitting on the southern shore of Lake Apopka. Justin Warmoth hit the road to give us an inside look at the luxurious community.
It's nearly 1,900 acres of scenic lakes, rolling hills, and a world-class golf course. But what separates Bella Colina from the others? Its Tuscan-style architecture.
I fell in love. It reminded me of Italy. You have the rolling hills, you know, Tuscany. So, you know, this is a Tuscan home. I just fell in love.
Anthony Osetatu moved into the exclusive gated community in 2020. As a real estate broker, he said the timing was perfect.
It's completely transformed. I mean, you know, if we were having this interview back in December of 2020, it'd be completely different.
Even though Bella Colina has been around for nearly 20 years, it is booming with new home construction as of late.
I think a lot of people are not aware of the growth, like all the development. I think even some realtors come in here and they're surprised, pleasantly surprised.
If you're looking for signs of development, this is it. Several leading home builders, including Toll Brothers, have signage in front of Bella Colina.
There's tremendous construction on both sides. This is the golf villa sides, and you have the other side, the estates. There's a lot of construction, more to come.
That's because out of the 890 total lots on the massive property, roughly 300 homes have been built so far. And as you might imagine, they aren't cheap.
Across the street, going for just, you know, shy of a 1.4 million. So you have, you know, 15 in April that, you know, closed. There's about 31 or so on the market. Closed sales in April, I'd say between 750 and close to 1.4 million.
But on the lake side of the community, it's even more expensive. According to Zillow, homes on Lake Sienna listed for nearly $4 million.
You have some incredible mansions over there.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some serious estates. You know, I'm sure some of them have a helicopter pad on them. So.
I mean, I think people are probably wondering, I have to ask, you may not know, but like, who's living here?
Oh, you know, you have from pro athletes,
Yeah.
some celebrities, you know, you'll run into some interesting characters.
One of those pro athletes is New York Mets star Francisco Lindor, who also played baseball at nearby Montverde Academy. The 30-year-old shortstop reportedly scooped up a $2.9 million Bella Colina mansion in 2021.
I think that, you know, there's certainly a demand, you know, for the luxury lifestyle in Central Florida, and they're moving steadily.
In Montverde, Justin Warmoth getting results, News 6.
What's not to love about any
It's
of that?
so beautiful.
Yeah, so Bella Colina's 75,000 square foot Tuscan-style clubhouse is also a very popular place to get married. The venue was recently inducted into the Knot magazine's Best of Weddings Hall of Fame.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. That's exciting. Congratulations. We absolutely can't wait to hit the road to Montverde 1 week from today, and we hope you join us. You can come out to Kirk Park in Montverde next Wednesday, where we'll be telling all sorts of stories about the community and the entire 34756 zip code that you told us you wanted to hear, so we hope to see you there.
It's a top question trending tonight on clickorlando.com. Should your dog be allowed on the beach? Tonight, 2 petitions are circling in Ormond Beach. One is asking to allow dogs to stay on beaches.
The other wants your pooch to stay off the sand.
With anything new, education is paramount. You have to educate, and you tell people over and over again.
Most keep them on the leashes. Some people's dogs, they think they're trained really well and they let them off every now and then, but I haven't had any problems at all.
I can tell that dog is well trained and good. So sweet. Mac McConnell takes his pup Jake to the beach nearly every day. He moved to Ormond 6 months ago, just as the 18-month pilot dog program kicked off. It allows leashed dogs on a half-mile stretch of coast, but a Change.org petition is now demanding the program end, saying some owners aren't cleaning up after their pets. Others are taking pets where dogs are not allowed.
We occasionally will see dogs off leash. Typically, when we remind people of that and explain to them the rules, they're compliant. We have done everything on our end to meet that commitment, and we think they need to stand behind this and see how it plays out.
Nanette McKeel-Petrella helped launch the pilot program and says her group has volunteers roaming the sand and have encountered very few issues. Petrella has launched a counter petition calling for the dog beach to stay.
Yeah, and 850 people have already signed it. So we always want to hear from you, and now is your chance. Tonight's News 6 at 6:30 question of the day: should dogs be allowed on the beach, or should they stay off the sand? Weigh in at clickorlando.com/react right now. Just click yes or no. Dozens of you have already voted so far, and right now it's about an even split, with 52% saying yes. Again, make your voice heard at clickorlando.com/react.
You can also open your camera app, scan the QR code you see now on your screen, and the link will take you to the poll. We'll have the results tomorrow night here at 6:30. By the way, here are the results of last night's questions. What is your biggest concern at your child's school? A few hundred of you weighed in.
Outdated facilities was hands down the top concern, with 70%, followed by security and overcrowding. Tonight's second top trending story could be welcome news for homeowners. On News 6 Mornings, we told you Florida CFO is predicting lower insurance rates ahead.
Jimmy Petronas spoke exclusively about it with News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld. Here's some of Mike's report.
Mike, the tide is turning. I had a carrier tell me this week they're going to make an application with the state to lower insurance rates.
Florida CFO Jimmy Petronas offering a glimmer of hope as homeowners struggle with rising home insurance rates.
So potential cuts are coming.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Now look, the cuts are coming off a number that hit up here.
Well, no, I know.
So, but it's going the right way.
The right way, as the state continues its tax exemption offer for residents who want to install impact-resistant windows, doors, or garage doors to lower those home insurance rates.
If you put $10,000 worth of windows and doors on your house and you get it sales tax free, that's a big savings.
The tax exemption is 6 or 7% depending on where you live. A $10,000 investment at 6% sales tax saves you $600. 7%, $700. The deadline for the exemption is June 30th, but Petronas says there's another cash option to lower those rates.
Money from the state and a sales tax exemption.
Mike says Governor DeSantis approved an additional $200 million for MySafe Florida home applications. That starts July 1st through the 15th for low-income homeowners 65 and over. Any other groups can apply in August. Mike has posted all that information you need inside his story on clickorlando.com, and that is an amazing program.
Oh my gosh, yeah, very helpful for a lot of people. Well, tonight's third top trending story, another mystery of history. This one has a link to World War II. Now, here's the headline. Hitler's yacht sits off the coast of this Florida beach. Here's why. This is by far the most clicked and shared story of the day. And clickorlando.com and News 6 digital producer Anthony Talcott discovered all the details of this.
And Tony, the ship is called the Ostwind, and you say it's one of the many strange objects found in Florida's waters.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And right now, this boat is an artificial reef. So it's owned by the sea life who are living on its hull right now. But the 80-foot-long yacht was originally commissioned by Adolf Hitler himself in 1938. Now, at first, it was supposed to be an Olympic racing yacht. Then, according to historian Mike Miller, Hitler's plan was to ride the yacht into England after Germany's victory in World War II, where he would then accept Winston Churchill's surrender aboard the boat. However, history obviously had different plans. Now, after Germany's defeat, the U.S. apparently took control of the Ostwind, which was used as a training craft at the U.S. Naval Academy before being sold to a boat enthusiast in the 1970s. Now, he took the yacht to Jacksonville, hoping to restore it, though it was ultimately left abandoned, and many years later, after turning down offers from a Nazi group to buy the yacht, the owner of the marina that it was left at reached out to Miami Beach, and it was sunk there as an artificial reef in 1989. Now, here's a map showing about where it went down off the coast of Miami Beach. The Ostwind is now around 275 feet deep, so you'd need to be an expert scuba diver if you wanted to go visit it. And no, I've not tried going there myself. I don't have any plans to.
Okay.
Now, of course, the Ostwind isn't the only strange object to be sunken off of Miami's coast, and you can read about more of them inside my story on the homepage of clickorlando.com. Ginger, Julie?
Okay, I'm glad to hear that you didn't go down and visit it, but I mean, it would be something I could see you doing. So somebody else wanted to buy it, right? Before it was sunk?
So apparently, there was a Nazi group that wanted to buy it from the original owner up in Massachusetts. They didn't get their way for obvious reasons.
Sure.
But the owner just decided to leave it behind in Jacksonville. Never came back for it because he didn't want to pay the marina fees.
Yeah.
So the marina owner didn't really have much that he could do with it. So he's like, hey, I don't want a bunch of Nazi junk sitting around. Let's go sink it off in the ocean and put it to good use.
That makes sense. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that because it's such a bizarre story. I hate when
It
things
is
have
bizarre.
everything has a Florida connection, and sometimes I wish it
Yeah, yeah. When I saw that headline today, I was like, "What is
happening?"
this?
Yeah.
So
It's a
great.
strange one.
Yes, great story. Thank you, Tony. It's a story that went viral around the world. Instead of tickets, a local police department passed out what they call compassion cards.
Gift cards to help people who just need a few bucks to turn things around. Tonight, they are at it again.
She's in a safe place and she's able to move forward just because we were able to help her.
How officers use these compassion cards to help a mom get back on her feet next in protecting our community.
Makes me feel like I did good and I was able to properly apply all my training.
That's why we sign up to do this job. We just want to help people.
A heroic rescue after a toddler almost drowns in a pool. Hear from first responders who revived him in minutes.
You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Sanford, Claremont, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Now at 6:30, a follow-up on how one local police department is putting its money where its mouth is. 2 years ago, we told you about Sanford PD's compassion cards, debit cards that patrol supervisors carry to pay when people are in need.
Yeah, so tonight we are seeing the need and how the compassion cards turned a Sanford mom's life around. News 6 anchor Eric Von Aiken shows us how getting results protecting our community is caring for our community.
¿Cómo estás, mi amor? ¿Cómo está? How you doing today?
The last time Officer Alita Llanos saw Lamy, there were no smiles. She couldn't leave her home with her baby safely because of her domestic situation.
My goodness, que mucho crecido, precioso. Dios te bendiga.
Until Llanos and the other officers showed up to escort Lamy and her children out of the home.
¿Y la escuela? The school, how's it going?
And when Lamy had to leave everything behind, the officers first reached into their own pockets, and then a supervisor pulled out this, a debit card charged with cash for crises like this. It's called a compassion card.
Y ahora, now, ¿cómo está? How are you today, hoy?
¿Cómo estás ahora? ¿Qué estás haciendo?
Ahora estoy bien.
Now I'm doing well.
You didn't have a car seat.
No tenías car seat.
No tenía yo nada para el bebé.
I didn't have anything for the baby.
Didn't have anything.
And the Sanford police helped me with the car seat and all the other stuff that I needed for the baby.
Each year, the Sanford PD gets $40,000 from the city for community outreach. That's where the Compassion Card cash comes from. And because of it, today, Lamy has a job, she has her children, she has a new home.
Hi, you okay?
And she is safe.
Could you have left your situation without the help of the police department and those compassion cards?
Si no me hubieran ayudado.
From that, I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't get out of the house without the assistance of the Sanford Police Department.
How did seeing what she was going through that day affect you?
As a mother?
As a mother.
I know that with that help, she was able to move forward like she just did. Now she has a job, she's in a safe place, and she's able to move forward just because we were able to help her.
Do you feel that you changed her life?
I do, and I know because she has told me that before, and she's really grateful for our assistance. Ay, qué linda, I love you so much. God bless you. Pablo.
Protecting our community in Sanford. Eric Von Anken getting results. News 6.
How wonderful.
Yes.
Well, tonight we are hearing from the first responders who saved a local toddler.
He was rescued from a Brevard County pool this weekend. News 6's James Barbero got to talk to the two heroes.
Our baby is drowning.
All right, did you get him out of the pool?
They're trying to resuscitate him.
You said the baby is out of the pool, is that correct?
Yes, they're trying to resuscitate him.
I could see the baby's mouth was blue, no breathing.
Cocoa Police Officer Kyle McNamara was the first to get to the pool at Oak Meadows Apartments. He told us the toddler's mother took the boy out of the pool when he started CPR. That's when Officer Christian Pine rushed in to help.
It was nice knowing that everything went well, especially considering it was my very first time going out there on a medical call with CPR and everything. Makes me feel like I did good, and I was able to properly apply all my training.
Kyle, how nice is it to be in the spotlight for a positive story for your community?
It's good. That's why we signed up to do this job. We just want to help people.
A birthday party was going on at the time. We asked police if the 2-year-old's parents could be in any trouble. That is still under investigation. Glad that little boy's okay.
Oh my gosh, so
Yes.
happy he's okay. Chief Meteorologist Tom Searles joins us now. We'll look at something we're not going to get, but we need it desperately, and I'm not talking heat. We got the heat.
Rain. Heat showed up
Yeah.
a little too early, but the rain is late to the party.
MIA.
Yeah. Take a look at what's going on tonight. We have the heat of summertime. We have the big high pressure of summertime. We have the colliding sea breezes of summertime. What we do not have is the rain of summertime. One lone echo right there. That is about all we have to talk about tonight in Central Florida. There's just not much rain relief coming. The air is too dry. Sea breezes are running headlong into each other, but our rain chances tomorrow don't look much better than what we're going through right now. Look, we've got a 10% shot in Gainesville, nothing, and a 10% shot in Cocoa Beach, to be for sure. So just know, mostly dry again tomorrow. Now, 2 days ago, we had a high of 91. Yesterday, 92. Today, dry as a bone, and we hit 96. Tomorrow will be just as dry, and so we should get just a little bit warmer. Forecast high for tomorrow's 97, Friday 94. Heat index numbers are wicked. 101 will be the real feel tomorrow. Right now in downtown Orlando, we're 92 degrees on the Light Orlando delivering Hope Cam. Temps where you live, all in the 80s and 90s right now. Still 91 in Kissimmee, 92 Orlando, 90 in the Villages, still 90 in DeLand. Everyone dropping, but it's just really, really hot. Winds coming in from the east with the east coast sea breeze here, west coast sea breeze here, and the collision is happening right now, but to no avail. I mean, clouds and rain forecasts show you that the southerly flow is on tomorrow, on for Friday, and then by Saturday, there comes our frontal boundary coming through early Saturday, so things are going to change. In time for Mother's Day weekend, we should be able to, A, get some rain, then dry out, and get that temperature back to normal. Here are the sea breezes tonight, colliding and not producing much in the way of rain. Then tomorrow, we're dry again, and we are hot, hot, hot. Daytime high tomorrow again approaching near record levels. The record's 98. Tomorrow, we get to 97. Then as we look ahead to Friday, a little more cloud shield earlier on Friday, but still a very warm day before the front finally gets here on the weekend. Lows tonight, basically in the 70s. We'll call the overnight low in Orlando 72.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Daytime high tomorrow goes to 97 degrees, then 94 on Friday. Saturday's high 90, Sunday dry 88.
Tom, thanks. Ginger and Tom, you guys have started a trend online that is truly for the birds.
Or at least, as I like to say, bird lovers.
Yes.
Ahead at 6:30, House sharing what I spotted
baby.
on my backyard bird feeder cam has led News 6 viewers to share stories of their own. Stay with us. We're back in 2.